Well, we've come out of the borders this week. We're at historic Raeburn Place in Edinburgh to see if Selkirk can turn that great home record into a victory on the road. Welcome to Borders Rugby Roundup from Raeburn Place, and let's begin here with Edinburgh Academicals against Selkirk. Right from the off, it was clear that both sides were going to throw the ball about. Selkirk were desperate to show that their incredible home form could be reproduced on the road as well. And they were targeting this game, their first in a series of 3 away matches, as a fixture which could get them at least 4 points. And as this early move shows, they were prepared to run from anywhere. On 17 minutes, Selkirk scored a try. Harkness set up good field position, and from there Mike McVie fed Rory Aglin, who went over in the corner for his first try of the season, converted by McVie. Accies came back with a Rory Bonner try, but on 38 minutes McVie took a quick penalty rather than kick for goal, and the gamble eventually paid off as fly half Gavin Craig darted in to score. McVie converted, but Accies scored 2 more penalties either side of the break to get to within 3 points. On 57 minutes though, the best try of the game from Fraser Harkness. McVie converted, but Accies came back again to snatch a try from James Turner. That made it 21-16, but with 10 minutes to go, a penalty from McVie proved decisive, and Selkirk held on to win by 24 points to 16.
I think came up here, showed a lot of spirit today, and defence was great as well, like last week. So, we've got a lot more to come for the team in attack. So, things are looking good.
I've got to ask you just finally about that try you scored. Take us through that.
Well, it's just a simple move. We've been working on it in training. It's great. The ball was so well held up by Guy Blair and Gavin Craig that the gap was just there, and we're not going to be asked twice to go through it and under the sticks.
A wee bit disappointed we didn't get a 4th try. I think we created a few opportunities. Certainly Fraser Harkness had an opportunity at the end there where we could have maybe got the 4th try, but I'm not going to quibble too much. I think a win's away from home is great.
It's important to build through what we've done today and try and come away with something next week at Stirling, which will certainly help Hawick and the likes down the bottom end of the table.
Staying in Premier 1, and both Hawick and Melrose were playing at home at the weekend, and if ever Hawick needed a victory, this was the one. They were playing Watsonians. And it was a game they should have won, with Danny Landell's back after a year out and the experienced Bruce McNeil in the team, but in the end they had to settle for a 13-all draw, scoring 2 tries, one from John Coots and this one from Graham Hogg.
A bit disappointed with the end result. I thought we showed far better performance in the last few weeks, and we deserved to come away with 4 points. And all in all, I thought it was a very spirited and gutsy performance. But there you go, we'll have to take it on the chin and come back stronger in the following game.
Well, Melrose were out for their 5th straight win. They were playing Heriots, who had also won 4 on the trot. Something was going to give at the Greenyard. Stuart McFarlane reports.
One piece of brilliance midway through the second half proved decisive. Scott White collected a pass midway inside the Heriots half of the field, and his brilliant cross-field kick was collected by Melrose fullback Jordan Macy, who ran in to score the winning try. At half-time, Melrose trailed by 22 points to 13, and their coach Craig Chalmers had plenty of harsh words to say to his players, but in that second period they were more direct, had more drive about them, a much more focused, determined side. This then, their 5th consecutive win of the season, and a perfect way to set up their next home match in the league, which is against Ayr in 2 weeks' time.
Stupid penalties given away kept them in the game, getting the scoreboard ticking over for them, and then obviously a couple of decisions that I thought didn't go our way that gave them a boost before half time, but to come back from that deficit at half time showed a bit of character.
So this is how the Premier 1 table looks. Don't forget, next Saturday it's Scotland against South Africa, so not many games at all. In fact, Selkirk are away to Stirling County at Bridgehaugh in that rearranged game on Sunday. After the break, the results of our Scotland-Canada competition, plus another competition where you can win a signed ball by the Scottish rugby squad. All that, plus news from Premier 2. One match of the day in Premier 2 was down at Netherdale. Gala taking on league leaders Dundee High School FP. Reporting for us, Laing Speirs.
Gala made too many mistakes overall to have a real chance of beating the league leaders at Netherdale, but they were in the game for much of it, and they scored a good try late on through David Marshall when the forwards really hit their game. Craig Parker kicked the goals for Gala, but overall Dundee, who are looking very impressive, played some smart rugby. They were stronger overall, and they certainly deserve to be at top of the league. They look good for promotion. Gala, still suffering from injuries, have got a lot of work to do.
At this level, and in this league, it's pretty much down to the wire every single week with all the teams. And, if you make errors like that, you're going to be crucified for them, and that's exactly what happened. We gave them a couple of tries. They didn't really work that hard for them. We scored a good try there, but there were too many errors throughout the 80 minutes to win a game, and you've got to take it on the chin.
Well, Kelso were also on their travels to Neilson Park to take on Haddington. It was a game that doubled as a Border League fixture as well. Reporting for us, Bill Polson.
Kelso led by 2 points at the end of a keenly contested first half in which both sides played open running rugby. In contrast, the second half was a close quarter slog interspersed with sessions of aerial ping-pong. The Tweedsiders were leading by 2 Kevin Utterson penalties to 1 by Jamie Peters for Haddington when Mikael Hartley made an interception on the home 22 and stormed over a try which Utterson converted. Eager Haddington responded with a well-worked try by fullback Sam Hughes and a second penalty by Peters before the break. Utterson kicked 3 more penalties in the scrappy second half to extend Kelso's winning margin. Final score at Neilson Park, Haddington 11, Kelso 22.
News of other Border teams in Premier 2, here's Richie Gray.
Peebles got their first win away from home of the season, and they did it in style too, with a try bonus point at Hamilton, scoring 4 tries in a 33-16 win. Dan Botwood was lethal once again with the boot and became the first Borders core player to go over 100 points for the season, with 2 conversions and 3 penalties. Jedforest kept up the pressure on Dundee to consolidate their second place in the division with a comfortable 29-10 win at home to Musselburgh. They scored 5 tries and have now scored more tries than any other core team in the Borders so far this season.
Your ultimate aim is to play for 80 minutes. We ken that's not going to happen, but we ask the boys just to keep that pace up. And if somebody's good enough to beat us, then we'll walk away kind of happy we're putting our best performance.
So Jed are second in the table on 38 points, with Peebles moving up to 4th on 29. Gala are 5th also on 29, with Kelso climbing the league to 8th with 25 points.
Last week we set your competition to win tickets for Scotland against Canada at Pittodrie. The question, very, very simple. How many times had Scotland played Canada in a capped international? The answer was 2. And congratulations to John Saunders from Kirkcaldy, who will be going up to Pittodrie for that match. Well, this week we've got another special competition. Here's Phil Godman to tell us all about it.
If you want to win the signed Scottish rugby ball, who was the 1000th player to play for Scotland?
So if you think you know the answer to that question, bordersrugby@hotmail.com, that is our email address. That question again, who was the 1000th player to play for Scotland? Well, more news from Borders local teams. Here's Richie Gray.
In National League 1, Langham's game against Howe of Fife was postponed, but Berwick protected their unbeaten home record with a battling 7-all draw against Murrayfield Wanderers. In the first round of the Scottish Cup, Duns and Hawick Harlequins went through to the next round, but Gala YM and Walkerburn were defeated. In the all-border clash, Hawick Lundeen proved to be too strong for Earlston, winning 63-0 with an 11-try haul.
So no Borders Rugby Roundup next week, but we'll see you in 2 weeks. Join us then.